Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka G-Lauren33. I hope you guys are doing well, man. I got a quick video for you guys today. Today, we are talking Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and we are only 3 days away from early access, man. We will be streaming on the channel on Monday night, and all of next week, pretty much. We'll be doing story mode. We'll be doing online PvP tournament, all of it. It's going to be absolutely awesome. The game we've been waiting for more than a year now, almost 2 years, is finally here, and I am so excited. So one thing, I'm also going to be streaming on Twitch, and I'll have more info for you guys about that in another video this weekend. But make sure you guys subscribe if you guys want some of the best Sparking Zero content on in the community. But we're talking about something really cool today. We have pretty much kind of like official rankings for all of the Sparking Zero characters in the base game. So if you guys remember in years past, right, in like Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, there was like a DP cost, and basically what that cost was, it was basically the cost to use each character in team battles, right? And especially for a game like this where a lot of people are going to be trying to be at the top of the leaderboard online, you need to have a system in place where you can't just use the strongest characters, because we know that this game is not meant to be balanced, and I don't have any complaints about that. I don't know. This is not a esports game like fighters or some of these other competitive fighting games. This will be a competitive game, but it's not meant to be on like the level of a fighters. So a lot of the characters are not going to be balanced. It's more based off how strong these characters were in the anime and in the manga, which I love. I love how, like, if you play as Hercule, you're gonna struggle against UI Goku or a Jiren or whatever, right? So basically, when you go online, you'll if you're playing like ranked online, you'll have a limit of 15 DP points. And basically, say you're doing like a 3v3 battle, you'll have to have a team consist of 15 DP points or under, right? And so will your opponent. Just that helps keeps the matchups fair in a sense. So you're just not like, using like the strongest characters and whooping everybody, and kind of like not cheating, but kind of taking the easy way to the top of the leaderboard, right? We know that if you're playing like not ranked, if you're just playing like player matches with your friends, you'll have a higher DP rank, so you'll be able to have more customization if you want to use stronger characters, or not. What this also causes you to do is it'll force you to play with other characters on the roster you probably wouldn't play as, right? So if you're gonna be playing a lot of rank like I will be, right? I can't just use all the strongest Gokus or the Vegetas or the fusion characters. It kind of causes me to be a little more strategic with the rosters I want to build. Um, and also allows me to also use some of the lower tier characters that might not be as strong as the other high powers characters with all the transformations and things like that. This also helps you construct um really cool teams based off playstyle. So of course, some characters are in the power category like Jirens and Broly's, right? And the fusion characters. Some characters are in like the speed category, like a Dispo or a Kakunza or a Hit, right? Then you have of course like the androids. You have like the giants. You also have like key boss characters like Frieza and Vegeta and etc. So with this DP system that's coming back for Sparking Zero, you'll be able to construct like different teams based off your playstyle. If you want to emphasize power, if you want to emphasize speed and defense or whatever, everyone's gonna have their different playstyle. Personally, I'm a guy that likes power, that likes get in and whoop, loves to throw hands and whoop ass. So so if you're playing me online, you're probably gonna get a balance of power characters. But I'm definitely I'm gonna be playing with a lot of the characters on this roster. There's too many characters to not try out the full roster. If you're just using Goku's and Vegetas and fusions and whatnot, like sure that you can do whatever you want, but to me it's like, come on, you know what I mean? Like like at least try to play. I would highly recommend you guys try to play with the full roster. They spent years perfecting this roster, all these characters with their unique move sets and their moves and techniques. Like really, take some time, and really play with the entire roster and just have fun with it, man. Right? But Really, so we have basically the way the rankings work is basically if you guys see, and we'll zoom in, basically if you guys see on the left hand side, that is the number of DP points it will cost to use a certain character. So if you like select like a Vegito, right, a Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, right away, that's gonna cost you 10 DP points. So if you're playing rank, you only have 15 DP points, and you click Blue Vegito right away, you're only gonna have 5 points to work with. So you're gonna have to go to these lower tier, you know, or lower cost characters and use them. So that's just something you're gonna have to keep in mind here. When you're picking your characters. But one thing that you can use, right? One thing that will cost or that will help is if you use a base model of a character that has transformations, right? It'll have a lower cost. So for example, if you use base Goku from the N to Z or base Goku from Super, right? He's only 5 points. You'll have access to all his transformations to use in your match. So you can kind of like, take shortcuts. So you can still kind of select like a Super Saiyan Blue Goku, right? Who's up here that causes 8, DP points, right? But just start by just selecting base Goku so you save DP points. So it's gonna be interesting to see how people craft together their teams. So I want to go through this really quick, and kind of just take a look because this ranks basically all 182 characters. This tells you basically who are the strongest characters in this game. And like I said, it's based off of their power in the anime and in the manga. This roster is not meant to really be balanced. Of course, like when we get the DLC for like Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, they're gonna be up here. Beast Gohan will probably be in the 9 category, right, with UI Goku, and then Orange Piccolo will probably be in like the category 8. And you could probably see maybe like the Gammas get put in like category 7. Cell Max could probably be put in like category 7 or 8, right? So I guess this ranks all the characters, including giants. So, and we all know in like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, giants were, some of the strongest characters in the games because you couldn't stagger them unless it was like a Super Saiyan 3 ranked character or higher, like, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Ultimate Gohan, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, etc. So, we'll go through this really quick. So, of course, like, Mr. Satan is the only character with a DP rank of 1. He's the weakest character in the series, so it makes sense, right? So if you click Mr. Satan, if you're really good at the game, right, you might be able to take on a Blue Vegeta or a Blue Gogeta online, right? But Hercule is, a weak character, so he's only 1. Remember, he can't fly as well. So this factors in like their strength, their stats, and everything. So going into rank 2, right? Videl, Masarosi Max Power, Chaozu Yajirobe, Cyberman Gudo, Frieza Full Shoulder, Spofit. So these are the weak characters, from DBZ, right? I'm surprised that Masarosi is this low, right? I would say like because especially since he has a transformation, I would say especially he did pretty good in the Tournament of Power in the anime too. I would say Masarosi should probably be ranked. I would say maybe like let's say like I don't know like category 4, right, with his transformation. But they're telling you Rosie's not really a strong character. And if you've seen like gameplay, there's tons of gameplay on YouTube, like from all the creators that played Sparking Zero early at like the festivals. You can tell by based off like the amount of damage that some of these characters use and like their ultimates that only do like 13,000. You can tell that some of these characters they're not that strong, right? They're not that strong. But yeah, so you have like the weaker characters from the series down here. Rank number 3, you have Goku from Dragon Ball, right? Of course, makes sense. Teen Goku when he was young. Kid Gohan, Krillin, which is I'm a little bit surprised. Krillin, I think would probably be a category 4, but yeah. So basically, like in the when you get to like the category 3s or 4, these are like they're on the weaker side, but they're not terrible characters. The characters like in tier 1 and 2, those are the characters that almost nobody's gonna be playing as, or those are also gonna be the characters that people play to disrespect you. Like if you're really good at the game, all right, there's gonna be funny ass troll videos, of people playing as Cyberman and Gudo and just whooping people online. The people that are really really good at this game, because they are the weaker tier characters. But yeah, you have Krillin here. Like I said, I think Krillin should be probably in like tier 4. He's the strongest of the Earthlings, right? Especially like, look, you have Tien in tier 4, but Crone's in tier 3. I kind of disagree with that, to be honest. But yeah, interesting. Also, Yamcha, Cell Junior. Cell Junior could probably be a tier 4 character. Of course, Pan, Raditz, Nappa, so like some of the weaker villains from early DBZ, right? Zarmon, Dodoria, Kui, the entire Ginyu Force, right? They have Ginyu in tier 4, probably because of his body change technique, right? Having the ability to switch bodies with your opponent, that's of course, that's an amazing ultimate, that could turn the tides in any battle. So, and he is the strongest member of the Ginyu Force, so I understand him being in tier 4, right? And then, Bobby is on, Bobby should probably be in tier 2, but just because, like, his techniques, right? They're different. They're not your standard fighting techniques. He's a magic based character. So, um, it makes sense why he's in tier 3, even though technically he should be in tier 2 based off his strength. All right, then you get into tier 4. So this is what I would call the more moderate, like tier 4 through tier 6. I would kind of say like the moderate characters, right? These are not bad. These are the characters in the middle. So these are the characters that you're gonna see a lot of people have on their team. So you'll probably like have like, when you get up here, you'll probably select a super strong character. Then you'll get down here, and then you'll select. If you're playing ranked, you're gonna select a super. Probably somebody here in the eights, right, or the 7 or the 8 range, right, and then you'll go down here to get somebody in the middle that's um, you can use at any point in the battle, and they'll be fine with, right? And then if you have a couple points left, you'll probably go for someone down here in the 4s or the 3s or even the 2s. Um, but yeah, again, the 4s, you have Goku early, so this is early, of course, Goku. Mini Goku from Daima. Of course, when we get more Dragon Ball Daima DLC, you'll get you'll have probably like Goku Mini Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and whatever forms, we get from Daima. Same thing when we get Vegeta Mini, Piccolo Mini, etc. Remember, this is just their base forms, right? So Mini Goku's not meant to be a strong character, but this is just his base form. But even though, if you think about it, Mini Goku's also from like the end of DBZ, so you could make an argument that he belongs in category 5, tier 5. But, you know, I'm not gonna make complaints. Plus, we haven't seen any gameplay of him yet, so we'll just have to wait till the game actually plays, and when we actually get to play him in a couple days. Of course, Vegeta Scouter, right? Base Team Gohan. So a lot of the base characters. You have Piccolo early, right? Because we know Piccolo fused with Kami's up here. Yeah, where is he? He's up. Is he here? Yeah, he's right here. There he is. He's in tier 5. Of course, Nail. I'm kind of surprised Nail made it into tier 4. You could make an argument that he's a tier 3 character, but I'm also surprised. Like I said, Tien being in tier 4 and Krillin not is very surprising to me because we know Krillin's the strongest Earthling. But hey, of course, base Trunks with the sword, Kid Trunks base Goten. Bardock's only in tier 4, which is a little disappointing. I know, of course, he doesn't have his Super Saiyan transformation because it's not canon. This is not, like Xenoverse or whatever or Heroes. But I would have loved to see Bardock make it into like tier 5 or even tier 6, just because I love Bardock. Bardock's a guy that he might be one of my mains. I love Bardock, and I love how we have both his outfit from Super and his DBZ movie outfit as well. But yeah, I wish Bardock was just a little bit higher. Of course, Ginyu, we already talked about him. King Code, right? So, like I said, if you've seen if you've seen Dragon Ball, right? Every villain, gets stronger as the series goes on. So you can kind of see, you have the Dragon Ball, the Saiyan Saga villains here. You have like the Android Saga villains here, and then you go up, and then you get the stronger high tier villains, as well. And then of course you get into the higher tiers. That's where you get all the Kid Boos and then the Dragon Ball Super villains and etc. So you can see it's based really off of the series, right? Oob is also a character that I might be playing as a lot. Oob and Bardock, you know. So you might see them when I'm making my teams for online. And then you have like Super Garlic Jr., Turles, Lord Slug, Tapion. Nothing big there. So then you get into tier 5, right? This is where this is where a lot of people are going to be smart with their teams. So you have, of course, Super Saiyan Goku mid being in tier 5. I feel like he should be tier 6, right? But of course, they're telling you that Super Saiyan Goku from the end of Z is stronger. That's the whole point, right? And so, um, well, you're gonna see a lot of people when they're constructing their teams. They're gonna click, like I said, they're gonna pick somebody strong up here in the higher tiers, like Hit or Kefla or Jiren, right? And then you're gonna pick somebody for like 5 points, like base Goku from Super, who can transform all the way up to Super Saiyan Blue. So you don't have to pick, spend 8, DP points just to be in blue form already. Because if you pick Blue Goku, when the battle starts, he'll already be in Super Saiyan Blue, right? And then you have the option, of course, to go back to base, but that would be a waste. Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Why would you do that? So yeah, like I said, you're gonna see a lot of people just picking like the base forms, like base Vegeta early, and because then you'll get access to all the other transformations, and you can form your team based off that. So yeah, so like I said, base Goku, base Goku GT, all of them. So now you start seeing the giant characters. So they're telling you Grade 8 Vegeta's not, even though he's a giant character, he's not as strong as the other giants you'll see when we get near the top of the list. But yeah, so here you have Piccolo fused with Kami. So probably when like Piccolo Super gets added in DLC, right, for superhero, you could see Orange Piccolo, getting added. Like he'll be in like category 8, tier 8, right, and maybe like Ultimate Piccolo is gonna be like over here in like tier 7. So I know like Piccolo fans might not like that he's all the way in tier 5, but like I said, we know more Piccolos are coming when we get DLC. Then you got some of the other weaker Super Saiyans like Super Saiyan Goten, Super Saiyan Kid Trunks, right? Then you got some of the movie villains. You got Android 17 from Z, Android 18. Remember, there's only one version of Android 18. There's no Android 18 Super, so that's interesting. I could see her being put in category 6, but I'm not gonna sit here and complain. Of course, base Broly from Z, right? Because you're gonna see legendary Super Saiyan Broly. He's all the way up here at 9, and so whoa. So yeah, so if you pick base Broly, that's gonna be that's when you're gonna see some crazy ass teams being made. When people are picking like UI Goku or Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and then they have base Broly on their team that can transform all the way up to legendary Super Saiyan, which is one of the strongest characters in the game, just based off Budokai Tenkaichi 3 history, right? My gosh, that's gonna be hard to deal with online. Um, that's why you guys are gonna have to get good at the game. Um, and then you have some of the movie villains, right, making up tier 5, right? Base Goku Black, he's in tier 5, but remember Super Saiyan Rose it's all the way up in tier 8. So there's a big difference between his base form and his Super Saiyan form. So Goku Black is probably a character I'm going to be playing online with as well. Zamasu. Then you have like the Universe 6 Saiyans, but remember they can transform, which will put them in higher tiers, right? And then you have some of the weaker characters from the Tournament of Power. Ribian. I will not be playing Ribian at all. Kunkunzo Rose. I might play with them once to see their moves, and that will be it. Like I've never played with Ribian in Xenoverse in like the 3-4 years she's been in the game. That's like I have zero care to play with. Those are characters I rather play as like a Cyberman or a Cell Junior, right? Than spend 5 DP points to have Ribian on my team, right? Like when I get good at the game, I might play as them just to be disrespectful online. That's the way I see it, to be honest. Then getting into tier 6, right? You get now you're getting into more of the Super Saiyan forms, right? The Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, and Super Saiyan 2 Goku from NZ are both in the same tier, but they're also in the same tier as Super Saiyan Goku from Super. So, like I said, you can be very strategic with how you select. Goku from Super is not the same Goku from DBZ. So, I honestly like for the most part how they did this. They did a pretty good job, in my opinion. So yeah, you have Super Vegeta, you have the Super Saiyan, Vegeta from Super, right? Gohan. So they're telling you here. So Super Saiyan 2 Teed Gohan. Oh, sorry, no, that's Super Saiyan Gohan. I was about to lose my mind. I was about to say Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's not in like a higher tier. That's normal. So I was about to say what? Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, Super Saiyan Gohans, right? So a lot of the Gohans are in tier 6. Then you have like Super Trunks, Super Saiyan Future Trunks. So Super Saiyan Future Trunks is not a super strong character. Like he's not bad at all, but he's not in the higher levels. Um, he maxes out at 6. But then you have like Frieza from Z in his 4 form, Mecha Frieza. You have Base Frieza from Super. You have Perfect Cells in tier 6. So I would think Perfect Cell would be our tier 7, but there's Super Perfect Cell. So that makes sense. Um, then you start getting the boos, right? When you get into tier 6 as well. Mazub, who I might be playing as. I'm very excited to check him out. Then you have, Harudagon. He's a giant character, but he's only in tier 6. So he's one of the weaker giants in the game. Then you get Super Saiyan Kabu, Super Saiyan Kale, Base Kefla. Remember, Kefla has Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. You can see, like, Super Saiyan 2 Kefla's all the way in tier 8. So that makes sense. So they're telling you Kefla's going to be a pretty strong character. Makes sense. She's a fusion character. And then we have Dispo rounding out tier 6. So now we're getting to tier 7. So from here on out, this is when you're getting into the strongest characters in this game. These are the characters that you're going to see a lot of people play with online. These are going to be the characters that a lot of people have as like the foundation of their team, right? These are a lot of characters that people are going to main. These are the characters that are going to be your go-to characters, right? And then you'll round up your team with the lower tier characters. So from tier 7 on, these are the characters you're going to run into a lot online. So Super Saiyan 3 Goku, of course, right? Like I said, you can just pick base Goku from NZ, just use 5 DP points, and then transform into Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Already Super Saiyan God Goku from Super. So I like how Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan God are in the same tier. It makes sense because UI Goku and, Blue Goku are all the way up here. So makes sense. Alright, Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT. Majin Vegeta. So he's going to be pretty damn strong. Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan's in Category 7. So he didn't make it into Category 8, but he's still going to be a beast online, right? He might be a main for me as well. It's gonna take me about a week or so to figure out what my mains are gonna be. I have an idea, but of course I want to play with all of these characters. You know what I mean? Super Saiyan 2 Adult Gohan's up here as well. Ultimate Gohan is so Adult Gohan and Ultimate Gohan, or Super Saiyan 2 Adult Gohan and Ultimate Gohan are in the same tier, which surprises me. I'm surprised Ultimate Gohan didn't make it into tier 8. But I can see probably when like Beast Gohan comes in DLC, right? He'll be either tier 8 or tier 9. So I understand why. Because they're already working on DLC as we speak. So here you get base Vegito, base Gogeta. So they're only 7 DP points. Like Blue Gogeta and Blue Vegeta, the strongest characters in this game, are 10 DP points. So you're better off just selecting base Vegeta or base Gogeta and just transforming into them. Don't waste 10 DP points unless you're trying to like smash somebody really really quick, right? Um, you got Super Saiyan Gotenks, right? So like I said, all the fusion characters are starting. So you get Frieza full power, Super Perfect Cell, right? Then you're getting all the boos. So Kid Buu, right? One of the sauciest guys from BT3. He's only 7 DP points. So kind of a steal. I'm surprised. He could have easily been in tier 8. Kid Buu could have easily been in tier 8. Super Saiyan Broly, Super 7 points. Remember, Super Broly, or Broly full power is 9 points. So there you go. There's a whole 2 DP point difference, which tells you there's a huge difference between the powers of these two characters. Then you get your coolers, right? Android 13, Fusion, full power Bojack, Super Janemba, um, Super Baby 2, right? Grade 8 Baby. So Super Baby 2 and Grade 8 Baby are there's not a big difference. They're just, he's a giant. so he'll be harder to stagger. Um, of course, then you're getting your Sin Shinrons, right? Super Saiyan. So look, they have Super Saiyan 2 Kaba and Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa on the same tier as Super Saiyan Kefla. So that tells you that, that for the most part, there's not a huge difference between their stats, right? Of course, but Super Saiyan 2 Kefla was in tier 8. So remember, you have base Khalifa and Kaba in tier 5, right? Same thing with base Kale. But then, their Super Saiyan 2 forms, their strongest forms are in tier 8. So, like I said, you might just be better off selecting their base forms and transforming when you're online. And then you have base Topo in tier 7. So here we go, tier 8. This is when the fan favorite characters. Here we go. So Super Saiyan Blue Goku is 8 DP points. Remember, he has Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken with and he has boosts that that can increase his stats. Same thing with Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, who has Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, right, as a power up and not a transformation. So, like I said, you're better off just selecting base Goku, Super, and base Vegeta from Super, and using 5 DP points, and then just transforming. Um, so they're telling you Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Ultra Instinct Sign Goku, there's not a huge difference between the stats. Then you're getting Super Gogeta Z. So this is the one. There's no base Super Gogeta from Z. Remember, we never saw that. He just fused straight into Super Saiyan. So he's 8 DP points. So that's something. So if you want to use Super Gogeta, you're not going to be able to go from base to Super Saiyan, right? You're gonna have to spend the 8 DP points. Same thing if you want to use UI Sign Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Well, at least with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you can just click base Goku from GT, use 5 DP points, and then transform up. You're not gonna be able to do that with Super Gogeta or Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. Remember, there's no base Goku for the UI forms, right? But with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, you can just use base Goku from Super. So there you go. But yeah, you're gonna have to cough off 8 DP points. You want to play as this boy online, right? And he's on the same rank, of course, with Super Saiyan Gogeta from Super. So at least with Super Saiyan Gogeta from Super, you have his base form, which you can spend 7 DP points on. Same thing with Vegeta. Golden Frieza. So remember, there's no Black Frieza in this game. There probably won't be for a long time. We'll have to wait for the manga to get adapted. But yeah, but with Golden Frieza, you're gonna have to cough up 8 DP points, but you could just select where is he? Base Frieza from Super right here to spend 6 points instead of having to spend 8. So that helps. Omega Shinron, you could just transform from Sin Shinron. So you could just spend 7 points on Sin Shinron and then transform into Omega. Goku Black, like I said, there's a whole 3 point difference. Like base Goku Black is 5 points. Super Saiyan Rose brings him all the way up to tier 8. So you're better off just selecting base Goku Black and then transforming. Fuse Zamasu, right? Makes sense. Hit doesn't have a transformation, right? But he does have power-ups. Actually, no, he doesn't. He has Key Clone and Time Skip, which is like after him is an instant transmission for him. So that tell you, Hit's going to be really, really strong. And the gameplay, he's a beast. Hit could be one of my mains. I love Hit. I love his game. I love him in Xenoverse. I love him in Fighters, right? And he looks like he's going to be a beast also in Sparking Zero as well. Super Saiyan 2 Kefla is 8 points, right? So you're better off just, selecting base Kefla in tier 6, right? Jiren just alone is 8 points in his base form. And the gameplay, Jiren is a beast. Same thing with God of Destruction Topo. You're just better off selecting Topo, spending 7 points instead of 8. But these are the characters that are going to hit hard online, right? So if you're using Hercule against a Jiren, you're going to get your ass whooped quick. Unless you know what you're doing. On Eliza, he's tier 8. And then you get into the top 2 tiers. So these are the 10 strongest characters in the base game. The 10 strongest characters in the game. It makes sense. These are Dragon Ball Super characters outside of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? So probably, like I said, when we get like Daima, DLC and Spark and like superhero DLC, Beast Gohan will probably be here as well in tier 9. I'm willing to bet, right? Orange Piccolo, we'll probably see him. It'll be interesting to see where they put Orange Piccolo, because remember Orange Piccolo, there's two forms technically. Well, there's a lot they can do with Piccolo actually. There's Ultimate Piccolo. There's excuse me. There's because look at it like this: the Gamma 1 and 2. I can see them being put in tier 7, right? Then you can put probably Ultimate Piccolo in tier 7 as well. Then you could probably put Orange Piccolo because he's not as strong as Beast Piccolo or as Beast Gohan. You can probably put Orange Piccolo in tier 8, and then if they add like Giant Orange Piccolo, right? If they add that as a transformation as well, you can either put him in tier 8 as, or you can put him in tier 9. We'll have to see, but they tell you right here that Analyzer is the strongest giant in the game, which makes sense. He's from Dragon Ball Super, and he did cause a lot of trouble for our heroes in the Tournament of Power. But yeah, so the strongest characters in this game, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, right? No surprise, you've seen his gameplay. His ultimate alone hits almost 30,000 damage. You have poor characters like Master Roshi, which their ultimates only do like 13,000 damage. So their ultimates don't even do half the amount of damage as MUI Goku. I will say this right now: MUI Goku will be one of my mains. If someone's like talking shit, or if I'm in like a heated like rivalry with somebody, right? I just need like, hey, it's like the last match of the night, and I need to whoop somebody's ass. That's when UI Goku comes out. I'm gonna master the hell out of this character, right? So it'll be interesting because he is he's 9 skill points. So I'm probably just gonna like select UI Sign Goku, then like spend like 4 or 5 DP points on like either like base Goku mid or something, or base Goku from Super, right, or something like that, right? So then that'll give me up to like 12 or 13 DP points, and then this selects somebody here. So like I said, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting how people fare. So like I said, if you want to use the strongest characters in the game right away, right online, which will give you an advantage if you know what you're doing, because you'll be able to damage people really quick. You're gonna have to cough up those DP points. Of course, legendary Super Saiyan Broly from Z and Super Saiyan Broly Full Power from Super are the same level DP points. Remember, Broly was arguably the strongest character in BT3. So, they're keeping that the same. So, like I said, you're better off just clicking the base forms of these characters instead of using 9 DP points. Unless you really want to whoop someone's ass really, really quick. Same, you got Fuse and Masu half corrupted, right? There is one thing I should note. For a character like Fusamasu that has 8 DP points, right? You're gonna need to I believe you need to have both Goku Black and Zamasu on your team to fuse into Fusamasu. So base Goku Black and Zamasu are 5 points. But then if you have them and you fuse them together, it'll just become one character. So you'd have to sacrifice 2 slots, right? Base Goku Black and Zamasu, then the fuse and the fuse Zamasu. But you can make it work. That's fine. You could like do something like, say you can select base Goku Black and Zamasu, and then say you want to spend your last 5 DP points. I would just select somebody here. Just take like base Goku, right, or one of the base Vegetas that you can use to transform, right? And then you can also not only transform, but then you can also just go into fuse Zamasu. That's a pretty banger team right there. And literally remember, with base Goku Black, you can not only go into Fuse Zamasu, you can also go in the Super Saiyan Rose, which is up here in Category 8. So there's a lot you can do. Like I said, I cannot wait to see how everyone mixes up their teams online. Right? Jiren Full Power, Tier 9, and then the strongest characters in this game, the 5 strongest characters, it's not MUI Goku, so technically MUI Goku is like the 6 strongest characters in this game. The strongest characters in this game are Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Beerus, and Whis. The God of Destruction. So before making this video, I would have thought that Beerus and Whis, I would probably said that Whis, I would have probably thought they were in like tier 8, right? But no, they're in tier 10. Because they have, like, for example, Beerus, his ultimate does heavy damage, and he has like the sleep technique where he literally falls asleep and you regain health. So because of that, right, the fact that you can regain health with him and his ultimate hits so hard, it makes sense that he's 10 DP points. So if you select him, like I said, there's no like he doesn't transform or anything like that. So if you select him, you're gonna have to you're probably gonna have to roll with these characters over here. So like I said, this is gonna make it so interesting when you're crafting your team online. So they're telling you, hey, you want to use Beers and Weiss online? You can, but you're gonna have to settle for one of these weaker tier characters, right? So basically, you pick Beerus or Weiss online, you're gonna have to use, you know, one of these guys. You're gonna have to click your Pans or Ginyu Force character, or and none of these characters can transform outside of Master Roshi. So that's gonna be interesting. If you want to use, remember, you don't have. If you're not playing ranked, if you're playing like a player match, you'll have like 20 DP points, so you'll have way more room to select other characters. But they're telling you right now, you play Beerus or Whis online, right? These are two of the strongest characters in the game, right? You're not gonna be able to make a old a busted team because Beers and Weiss are already busted as is. We've seen Weiss gameplay. Weiss has Ultra Instinct. He has auto dodge. He dodges, you know, uh, strike moves and key blast. He dodges strike attacks and key blast automatically. So when he's standing still. So and he doesn't lose key. That's what makes him so broken. With UI Goku, you can do the same thing, but you'll lose key, right? Whis, who's an angel, he won't lose key. So his autodon feature, right? If you're just hitting, if he's standing still, and you're trying to hit him with strike attacks or key blast moves, right? He can just automatically dodge for as long as possible because he won't lose any key, which is why he's 10 DP points. You'll have to do things like grabs and find other ways to cause damage to him. So there you have it. So those are all 182 characters in the base game of Sparking Zero ranked. So like I said, the fusion characters are the strongest characters along with Beerus and Whis. So are UI Goku and the Brolys and the Jiren. So those are the strongest characters. But and then after that you get into your characters from Super Saiyan Blues, the Super Saiyan 4s, right? And all those other characters, the main antagonist from Super, right? Then your fusions, and then as you go, you get in, as you go lower, you go into, your the Goku and Vegeta transformations, the Boos, right? The Ultimate Gohans, the Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohans, and then from there you start going to like the lower levels of their transformations, and then slowly you just go into like the lower tier villains, right? And then you get all the way down to the weakest characters in the game. So, like I said, you're gonna want to select the way you're gonna want to frame it. In my opinion, you're gonna want to you're gonna want to select somebody probably in the you're gonna want to you're gonna want to select somebody probably in like tier 7, tier 8 to start off, unless you really want to play with like UI Goku, right? Or but remember, most of these characters can be transformed, so you're gonna want to select somebody in like tier 7 right away. So a base Vegeta, a base Gogeta that you can transform in the Super Saiyan Blue with, right? You're gonna want to click someone in this area, and then you're gonna want to rely heavy on like the characters in like tier 5, tier 6, tier 4 that are like that middle ground. And remember, of course, these characters like base Goku, base Vegeta, they can transform into their higher super transformations. So yeah. So it's gonna be so cool to see how people mix and match their teams. And then say if you do choose to use one of these top tier characters right away and spend all your DP points, then you're gonna have to fill out your team with the weaker characters here. So if you're really good at the game, you'll be able to play with any character and make it work, right? But I like it. It's it doesn't need to be balanced to me, in my opinion. This is not one of those games. The strongest characters are the strongest characters, which I love. And then, of course, like I said, when you get Beast Gohan and the Gammas and some of the stronger characters from Daima in here, they'll be up here in the 7, 8, 9 range as well. So, yeah. So let me know. Let me know in the comment section after watching this video. Let me know right away who's gonna be, if you had to pick three characters in the main, right? Let me know who's gonna be your three mains, and also let me know with 15 TP points on ranked, who are the characters you're selecting? How are you how are you making your team up? Let me know in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. We are only 3 days away from Sparking Zeros. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're almost there, guys. So let me know who you guys are gonna main, who you guys are gonna have in your roster. Like I said, if you want to play player match, if you don't care about leaderboards or anything like that, and you just want to use whoever you want, you'll be able to have higher DP point limits, like 20 DP points. So just play like normal player matches, and you'll be able to use higher tier characters without having to worry about having a limit on who you can select. But yeah, let me know like in the comment section who you guys plan to play with, man. We're only 3 days away, man. We're only 3 days away, man. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Like I said, subscribe, man. This is where you're going to get tons of Spark and Zero content here in the next couple of days. I will see you guys later. Peace.